Hey, hi everyone. Okay, let me mute this video. Hi, hello everyone. How are you? Good evening. Let's start the party. Yep, we are starting our session in like 2 minutes. I just wanted to explain you how the things are gonna work for you for that certificate and how you can mark your attendance assignment. But firstly, let me know if I'm audible and visible to all of you. And my screen is shared, so you can see a loop here. Is I have a tab open of YouTube, so I can see myself in a screen and then in a screen and then in a screen. It's like an infinite screens. And the last screen, let me just show you. This is the last screen, so it's just a bit delayed part of my video. Loud and clear. Yeah, thank you, Shubham. Yes, audible. Yes, good evening. Hi. Good evening. Thank you for that confirmation. So let's start. Yeah, हर्ष dab किया. I can't do dab right now because I'll be out of that frame. So let's start. I hope everyone is watching this video or this Essentials Bootcamp day one of Git and GitHub. So firstly, congratulations to all of you. You're learning the most important skill to be a developer, to like have that source material, what you're doing, what you're building, a lot of projects to show the world that you're building that projects. Git and GitHub is super important. If you're like if you're going in the interview for like a tech company, a tech giant company, or a startup, or any other like MNC company, you need your GitHub account to show them your projects. Now it will create a lot, like a huge impact compared to your like CV, or what you can say PDF CV, or your traditional format, what we say. So a website portfolio, or you can say a GitHub account, is super premium category of developers what we have. So not every developer knows Git and GitHub, so they used to like they prefer CVs. But companies, when they see GitHub account or when they see a personalized website, so they then you'll be like standing out, automatically standing out from the thousand developers what you're surrounding with. You say the competition is huge, but you have like a lot of ways to stand out in this crowd, and GitHub is the one like major way. And the second way is like website building. And if you want to build your personal portfolio website, then we have a session on 11th with HTML CSS. We are going to teach you how you can build a perfect portfolio for a developer. Please call us when the session starts instead of a message in our busy. Sorry, Tejas, we can't actually call you, but we have the reminders of message. So if you want to like have that reminder, you can set your reminder in calendar, or we will be messaging you on our communities and your in your WhatsApp, or you can just set a reminder in scheduled classes. Now it's super easy. So let's start. This is your YouTube video. This is your YouTube description. What we say description is a sorry. What we have in that description is a one link, or you can say a link to go in your My Program tab. So this link is for everyone. If you're not enrolled, if you're enrolled in this program, if you know what you need to do. Utpal, just don't reply that, please. Don't reply like that. So back to our essentials bootcamp, how you can mark attendance. Now you just have to go here in this in that link. If you are enrolled, if you are not enrolled, everything, like anyone is watching and who wants to mark their attendance, just click on this link. If you are not enrolled, you'll get a pop-up to enroll. Let me refresh. I think I'm okay. Now this is showing the enrollment toggle. So this is for the students who are not enrolled in this program. And for the students like me who are not enrolled in this program, I'm just gonna explain you what you'll get from this program. Not only learning, you'll learn like complete Git and GitHub in 3 days, because it's not that huge kind of things to learn. So along with our Ritik sir, here you can see Ritik sir. So along with Ritik sir, we'll be learning all the things of Git and GitHub, how you can install GitHub, to how you can deploy and change the codes on GitHub, right? So you just have to just scroll down a bit. Here you can see a day one mark attendance. So for marking your attendance, you don't have to fill any Google forms. You don't have to go through all the like all the other links. You just have to come here, click on this link, click on this button, you can say, and you'll rate this session from 0 to 10. How much like how likely will you recommend today's or this program to your friends? So if you like this session, if you think that your friends can to learn GitHub, and they can too become like a pro developer along with all the students watching. So you can say 10. If you're interested in our premium programs, one is Java and data science, and the second is full stack web development. Now, Java and DSA, we have a placement guarantee program. We'll be learning everything from like Java, OPS, JDBC, and DSA. DSA is the most important skill if you want to get into tech and want to have that high package, right? So, if you are interested in that program, or if you want to become a full stack pro, full stack developer, like then you can click on any of these programs. I'll say I love Java, so I'll click on Java and DSA. And if you have any feedbacks for essential, then you can click on that feedback and submit your attendance. Now, after refreshing, you can see your progress is increased by 33%. It will be around 25 because we haven't added that assignment wala thing right now. So you'll get that on day 3 and day 2 and day 3. You don't have any assignments or exercise to do on day 1. You'll have that on day 2 and day 3. So this is your progress bar. Now this is just to track your progress, what you're doing in this essential, right? So you just have to pass that 50% column mark to be eligible to like download your certificate on day 3, actually after completing your day 3 session. So I hope I'm clear. If you want to join our communities, what we have on WhatsApp and Telegram, we have huge communities where we have a lot of developers asking doubts and like clearing all the doubts. Let me pause this video, otherwise it will go in the loop again. For full stack developers, how much package you will get? Deadpool, it depends. Now, one of our full stack developer got 25 lakh rupees of package, and some of them got 5 lakh. But the average package what we have is around 6 to 10 LPA, in between the 6 to 10 LPA. So if you want to become a pro developer, we have 150 plus tie-up companies. Sorry, we are now have 200 plus. So we have just tied up with more, like you can say more, companies. So you can actually get that 25 LPA wala job too if you have that much of skills and if you communicate clearly, right? And if you want to like have that guarantee kind of thing, so you can go in DSA and Java program, right? Mm, no, so yes, Uttin, there will be an assignment on day 2 and day 3. We don't have any assignment on day 1 because we are going to learn how to install Git and all the things like basic things and how you can actually create a GitHub account. So I think I'm clear. I'll just invite. Sorry. Yeah, I think I'm clear, and I'll invite our trainer for this session, which is Ritik sir. Hi, Ritik sir. Can you just turn on your camera and mic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hi everyone. I hope I'm visible and audible as well.
Yeah, you're visible and audible. Can you just confirm in the chat, sir, how much can we expect from front-end developer? Again, Lalita, it depends. Now you can, on average, to be honest, you can get between 6 to 10 lakhs. But if you have that kind of communication, you can actually crack 25 LPA, 50 LPA, whatever kind of amount there is. But the thing is, you should have that skills, and you can learn all the skills at LetsUpgrade, and we're actually offering a lot of networking events and tie-ups with a lot of companies. So you can, if you are interested in becoming a full stack developer, then you can surely go on our program page, and there you can log in and go ahead and like do your admissions. Okay, I think we are clear, sir. I'll hand over the class to you. I hope everyone will enjoy this session. For 3 days, you'll be learning Git and GitHub, and I hope Ritik sir will guide you perfectly. And if you have any doubt, just like put your doubts in the YouTube chat. Ritik sir will solve every doubt you have. Right? So, bye, Ritik sir. I'll take leave.
Yeah, sure. Bye. So, hello everyone. Hello. First of all, let me share my screen. Yep. Yep. Is my screen visible, guys? Can anyone confirm in the chat box? Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? And let me know if my voice is clear as well, right? And my video is also clear. Hello. Hello, Utpal. Hello. Hello everyone. Hello Karan. Hello basically. Thank you. चलो ठीक है. Great. I can see many responses. Loud and clear. चलो. Nice, nice, nice. Sir, is GitHub only used for open source contribution? No, then GitHub uh, is very used. It's not only used for that. काफी जगह it's used in almost all the companies for tracking the codes as well. हम लोग आगे करेंगे. You'll get to know. Don't worry about it. Yes, sir. कर रहे हैं. प्रदीप मौर्य start कर रहे हैं. First of all, uh, let me just open the Excel drawer. Hmm. ठीक है. नई फाइल खोलनी है और let's start here only. How to give attendance? Attendance I'll tell you. So attendance I'll tell you about the attendance as well. So if you go over to let's upgrade, right? Here. Yes. So first of all, do one thing. Make sure to sign up, right? Sorry. If you have not signed up, please sign up. But I have already signed up, so I'll be signing in. And after signing in, yeah. So after signing in, I'll land up to this page, right? Let it load. Yes, yes. And apart from this, you have to go to the programs. This program, right? After clicking on this, you have to first click on enroll now, right? After enrolling now, you'll see this UI. If you click on start learning here, if you go and click here, right, you'll see all the lectures. So today is day 1, and if you click on mark the attendance here, and similarly you can fill in the stats and mark the attendance, right? Is it clear, Ayushi, how to mark the attendance? And I think the link is also given in the description box, so also check there. Everything is clear. ठीक है. Sir, I have doubt in squash. कोई नहीं, will do all the queries. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. Uh, I'm new to GitHub. Here advice to me. So advice, don't worry if you're new to GitHub. So I'll be covering for all the basics, and from the basic part, we'll also cover some advanced topics, right? And also at the end of the bootcamp on the last day, we'll be also covering how to post websites on GitHub. So don't worry, just pay attention, and you'll be good to go, right? Don't worry. Is it late? Let's go website down. Maybe try refreshing. Deepak, try refreshing, and it will be resolved. चलो ठीक है. With that being said, sir, is GitHub only तो हो गया. ठीक है. With that being said, now let's head over to the session, right? So, what is Git, right? What is Git? So many of you might have heard, right? We use the words Git and GitHub on a very regular basis, right? But what is this Git, and what is, by the way, Git and GitHub are not the same. So don't mix Git and GitHub. Git is separately different thing, and GitHub is separately different thing, right? So let's just only focus for now on what is Git instead of what is Git and GitHub, right? What is Git? Is the font size okay, or shall I increase the font? So let me, right? I think it's okay for now. चलो ठीक है. ठीक है. First of all, so I'll be giving you the flow of the lecture. What will be the flow? So first we'll be covering what is Git, right? And then we will be installing gitbash. So gitbash is a software which is used to manage your Git commands, right? So after that, after downloading gitbash, what we'll do? We will be doing some commands, right? Some commands related to Git, right? These commands will be ranging from how to create a folder, how do you create a file, increase a little. Increase तो मैंने कर दिया है. Is it fine now? Change font style. Font style कैसे change करते हैं इसमें? I don't know how to change the font style. I don't know how to change the font size stages. चलो ठीक है, अगर ज्यादा दिक्कत हो तो बताना मेरे को, ठीक है, but for now just bear with me, ठीक है. हाँ, so we'll be doing what is git, git bash, some basic commands that are related to git, and then we'll be seeing GitHub, right? What is GitHub and how do we manage GitHub? After GitHub, we'll be doing GitHub posting. So basically, this nothing but this is also called GitHub pages, right? So GitHub pages is the name, what we call it, and there we can release and update and host a website and then show to it, right? So let's get started, right? What is Git? So anyone has got any idea what do you mean by Git and what happens? Just yeah. So anyone, any idea what do you mean by Git? What do you mean by Git? Change check left side. There's a font family option. Font family. Font family. Font family. Font family. Font family. हाँ प्रदीप, don't worry, ठीक है, चलो, ठीक है. Okay, Git is a version control system. Karan says no idea. What about others? Okay, Satyam says Git is a version control system. Okay, helps to manage free and open source software. Helps to manage, not exactly software, I would say developer. Jatin says developers to manage their source code. Hmm. Manage the source code. Yes, that's correct. Git is a tool to GS Solanki says Git is a tool to manage the source code. Okay. Jignesh नहीं पता, कोई नहीं पता तो will tell you, don't worry. Free source version control. It helps us to track our code by taking snapshot. Hmm. Interesting answer. Snapshot. Used to track the sources. Chalo, okay. I think most of you are there. Most of you have got the idea what is a Git. So I'll tell you what do you exactly mean by Git, right? So in easy words, those of you who don't know version control, don't worry. In easy words, I'll tell you. Git is nothing, okay, but Git is a software, right? It is a software at the end of the day, which is used slash used to manage and not and I would say slash used to manage slash track your source code. Okay. So what happens? I'll tell you a very general example. What will happen? So let's suppose you are in a company, right? A very good example I got. Uh, chalo. Let's suppose you're in a company, right? You are two developers that are working on the same project, right? So this is your code, right? You have written this code on your local system, right? You have written some code. You have written some code on a local system. You have written some code, right? And what happens is, let's suppose you have another developer who's also working on the same team, right? And he has also written some code. This code he has written, right? Chalo, or let it be for now. Chalo, let's suppose अगर आप ही developer, एक very common example, so that you don't get confused. And let's suppose at some time, let's suppose here you have a background color of red, right? A very common example. You have a background color of red here. So if I come here and may you have some project, right? You have some basic project, and here, so let's suppose you have a red background color, right? What happens is after some time the manager tells you that, oh no, the color should not be red, instead the color should be green. Plus there are some functionalities that need not be there and it has to be reversed. By what do I mean by reverse? So let's suppose आपने कोई पहले code लिखा था, right? And that code earlier the manager did not approve and he told you to update the code, as in make some changes to the code, and you made some changes, right? And the next day he comes to you and he says that no, I was wrong at that time, you are correct, the code that you wrote earlier, that was correct, and you have to write that code again, right? So what will happen? Either the first thing is that you will have to code the whole project again, right? Because after you have made many changes in that and it has been fully replaced, right? So what will happen, that what you'll do, you'll write the whole code again. It'll eat up your time, it'll eat up your brain, right? आपका भी दिमाग खराब, आपका मैनेजर का भी दिमाग खराब, right? But Git solves this problem. What happens is, it is tracking your whole code. What do I mean by tracking your whole code? So let's suppose you have written on day one, you have written this code till this time, this line, right? Only these two lines you have written. So what you will do? You'll tell your Git, okay, that this is the lines of code that I have written on day one. Okay, Madhu, I'll in English. This is the so what I was saying that. So let's suppose this you have done till day one. This piece of task you have done till day one. So I'll tell my Git software, okay, so no issues. This is the code that I have done on day one, and what I'll do, I'll just upload it to Git, right? So now what will happen? Instead of now Git being there, so let's suppose now that I know Git. So this problem, how will I solve? Right here, I have some code. Here I have some code. Okay, okay. I have some code here as well, and six. I have some code here as well, right? And this is day one. This whole is day one. I'll also write here. Okay, this is day one, right? So what will happen? I'll configure a Git, right? So let's suppose here I have GitHub. So this is like cloud storage. You know what is cloud, right? You update your whole code to the cloud. So what will I'll do? I'll update all this code, all this piece of code that is there in this on this day to this cloud here. And this is Git, right? This is Git. Now what will happen? Each and every code that I will write, each and every code that I will write, this Git is keeping a track of it, right? So let's suppose now if I come on day two, I write this code. Okay, I come on day two, I write this code, right? I write this code here, and this is the end of day two. This is the end of day two. Okay, and okay, this is the end of day two. So now what will happen? Now what will happen? This is the code of day two, right? This is my code of day two, let's suppose. And this code also, I push it to Git, right? So I have day one code, I have day two code. I have day one code, I have day two code. And this whole code is there with me in my local system. Now what happens? Now my manager tells me, okay, that Ritik, this day two code that you have written is not up to the mark. It is not the way as expected. So you have to change it, right? So now what I did? Now what I did? So, and remember this code I have already pushed to GitHub, right? Now what I did? I quickly erased it, right? I quickly erased my code. I did this, and I wrote some other code, right? Let's suppose I wrote some another code. This is this. Where is the pencil? Yeah. So let's suppose this is another code that I've written. Sorry for that. Yeah. This is some another code that I have written. So yeah, this curly lines. And now I've closed my day three as well here. Day three as well. So now what is happening? See, now what has happened? I have changed my whole code, but the difference here this time is that I had uploaded the previous task on Git, right? So what is happening? So what is happening in this case, right? Now my manager comes to me and he says, Ritik, no, the code that you wrote on the previous day, that was on day two, that was the correct code. It was my bad, and this code needs to be erased, and the whole code has to be written again, right? So in this case, earlier I did not have Git. On this day, I did not have Git, but today when I'm working as a software engineer, I know what is Git, and to make advantage of that, so I'll quickly do nothing. I'll just take the code from here because it has, remember, right? It has day one code, it has day two code, and it has day three code, right? So I'll do nothing. I'll just go to Git, and I'll say, okay, the code that I did on day two and I uploaded, I just want to fetch it. I just want to fetch it, and I just want it in my local machine. As simple as that. So now what is happening? You don't have to write the whole code again. The code that you wrote on day two now gets into your local machine. As simple as that. So the point being, again, as I told you, right? Why do we use Git? Git is a software which is used to manage and track your source code. What do I mean by track? The same thing that I explained here. Tracking. This is tracking your code. This is tracking your code here. On day 1, on day 2, on day 3, your code was tracked each and every time. Okay. Okay. So any doubts still here? Guys, any doubts still here? Got it? What do you mean by gate? Can you track the record? What? Yeah. So after coming back to day 2, yes, exactly. You can go to day 1, you can go to day 2, you can go to day 3. You can do anything you want. The code is there on your Git, right? You can do anything you want to. So basically, we write what is GUI? GUI is graphical user interface. Yes. Okay. So basically, we write two codes in two environments. CLI. Yep. So so Balaji, what happens is CLI. Yeah. First of all, CLI stands for command line, right? So whatever we will be doing now, that we'll be doing using CLI. And what? Yeah. So and also Git and GitHub. Mostly, we 90% of the developers use CLI. CLI is command line. So command line is like you write the command instead of. So what is? I'll tell you what is the difference between. Okay, very good question. Okay, we'll discuss that also. So what is the difference between CLI and GUI? Right? GUI stands for graphical user interface. So I'll cover this as well. CLI versus GUI. Okay. So what is CLI? CLI is nothing. CLI is CLI stands for command line interface, right? So basically whatever you do, whatever WHATEVER, whatever changes you make in your machine are done with the help of commands, right? Whereas in GUI it GUI stands for graphic user interface, right? So whatever changes or operations you perform in your machine are done using graphics, or not graphics, I would say using clicks, right? So basically normally what you do are using with clicks, and that's why it is known as graphics, because you do not use any command here, right? So a practical example, so let's suppose I minimize this, right? And let's suppose I want to create a new folder, right? How will I create a new folder? I'll just right click, I'll go to new, I'll create a folder, and let's suppose I have given this name, let's suppose demo folder, right? Demo folder. So what is this? This is a folder that I have created using graphical user interface by using clicks and by typing. Typing to matlab you do it in CLI as well, but this is with the help of using CLI. Sorry, with the help of using GUI. But whereas in case of CLI, if I have to do the same thing use CLI, so how will I do that? I'll just delete it for now. Let's suppose. So how will I do it? I'll just click on show more properties, git bash here, and I'll just do one thing. mk, first of all, yeah, mkdir and the name of my folder. So let's suppose this is demo. And as soon as I do this, right, so my demo folder will be created here. So what did I do? I made the folder, but this time instead of using GUI, I use command line, and I made this folder here, right? So if you don't know the command line, don't worry about it. We'll be covering in the later part of the video. But for now, to only know the difference between GUI and CUI, GUI and CLI, it's just that CLI using commands, and GUI with the help of GUI you can interact by using clicks, and you can set the name of the folder. That's it. All right, clear? बाकी क्या डाउट्स हैं? नो सर, ओके, हाउ कैन गेट Durga, so Git is all free, right? You can upload as much as code you want, so that is not an issue. The class Jia Solanki, the class will be for 2 hours. How do we know which one is day one's code another? So Jignesh, so let's suppose I have a day, right? Day one, day two, day three. So in the when I push my code, you can literally set the content, right? So I can literally set the so let's suppose you set the folder name, right? As you set the folder name and as you set the folder name, when you make a new folder, you can set, right? You can set the description of this. So let's suppose I'll do this is day one, this is day two, this is day three. I can literally set the name of my days as well in that. So there will be, this is how we can track it. Got it, Jignesh? Software uses command line interface helps us track changes in code and report. Yes, Nelson. Yes, Jatin, 2 hours. Special version. And also, yes, and also a point, very good point said by Balaji. Each code that you push, right, it has a unique ID attached to it, and that ID you can access, and then you can make changes if you want to. चलो ठीक है. Uh, yes, we can hide it. Is Git Git is CLI. Git is CLI. But GitHub, you can do it with GUI as well, but that is not recommended at all. The speed of GUI is slower than, yes. I would not say slower, but slower तो कह सकते हो क्या? I don't know that. I would not say slower, but so if you're a developer, right? So in developers mostly use CLI because it is very handy. That's why they do not use GUI. Big tech giants, yes, not only current, not only big tech giants, all the companies, 90, not even 90, 100% of the companies are using Git because you need something to track your code, right? अगर आप अपना कोड ही ट्रैक नहीं कर पाओगे, आपने डे वन पे क्या लिखा और डे 10 पे क्या लिखा, then how will you able to make changes and do some debugging and things like that? Not at all. Yes, almost every how to install it. Yeah, I'll be coming. um Manning side says it is difficult to remember all the Git commands or complicated Git separations like rebase stashing. So can uh no, you cannot do that using GUI, but the so Manning, what's your name? Yeah, Manic. Manic, what happens is, so these commands that you're mentioning, right? Stashing and rebash. So these commands, they are used very infrequently, right? So what happens, let's suppose, I would say, what is the main purpose of Git? To upload your code, right? Upload your code and to fetch your code. That's it. So there are only basic commands that you need to know by heart, and the commands that, let's suppose, you're using rebash and trash and staging. So these all commands, what will happen, you might have to refer to Google and just see those commands, not remember those. And if you go to company, so let's suppose you're again and again doing and revising those commands, so you will eventually learn them. So that is not an issue, but the basic commands, so let's suppose your git init, git add dot, right, git commit and git push, 4 or 5 commands are there that you need to know by heart, so that they are, because they are 99% of the times they are only used, right? Other commands, they are used, not denying that they are not used, but in a very limited sense. Okay, so guys, clear till here? Shall we move ahead? After that, we'll be installing Git. By the way, any doubts still here? Anyone? Do let me know in the chat box. Yes or no? Yes or no? Anyone in the? Is it clear till here? So what we did is, we did what is Git. We had some examples and we did the difference between GUI and CLI. Clear till here? Anyone else? All clear. Vinay says all. Baki log. What about others? Utpal says clear. Balaji clear. What about else? What about others? Yes, exactly. Yes. Gia says clear. Pradeep, clear sir, no doubt. Karan, clear. I feel programming is like playing the street. Taking a set of button, mashing you. Need to know the command line by heart. I'm trying to remember. Yes. I mean, you can, so don't remember them by heart, but if you practice and they'll eventually, your subconscious memory will remember it. Don't worry. Clear, clear. Jatin, clear. Akshat, clear. Clear, clear. Naveen, Git is CLI. GitHub is both CLI and GUI. Yes, sir. Clear, clear. Chalo, ठीक है. After that, chalo, ठीक है. Now let's move ahead. After that, we'll come to installing installing it, right? अब देखो, you are using a software, right? अब आपने इस जो whatever you are doing till here, you are managing your code, tracking your code, and all these things. So how is it doing? It is doing with the help of a software, right? And that software you need to install it, obviously. And the name of that software is Git Bash. So quickly go to your browser, type in download download Git Bash. Okay, and you can click on this link. I think this is the official. Just a second. Yeah, I think this is the official link. This is the official link provided by Git, and according to your machines, whether you are having Mac, Windows, Linux, you can download this Git link. So let's suppose I have Windows here, and if I click on this link, and respectively, I think most of you must be having 64-bit, right? As per your machines, just a second, just a second. And as per your machines, right, you can download the version which you want, right? So quickly download the version till now, right? And hmm, Karan done. ठीक है, बाकी लोग everyone please download. I'm giving you 5 minutes to download it. Depending on the speed, most of you have slow speed. Just please download the software and then we'll proceed, right? Till then, I'll be taking some doubts. Hmm. ठीक है, हो गया डाउनलोड. Download already. Clear, sir. Deepak says clear. Jignesh says, what does PIP install? PIP, I think PIP will give you the version, if I'm not wrong. Let me just also confirm. Uh, PIP will give you the latest version of your Git. PIP, you said PIP Git, right? How to install PIP? Or PIP install packages and requires the dependency from Python. Not this. Packages using the command pip. However, pip does not support dependency. Downloading, ठीक है, downloading करो. Yes, Arun, the date and time is, yeah, the date and time is there. What is, I'm not exactly getting it. Quite common. I think it's a Python package. I'm not sure about it. Huh. it must be a Python package. I'm not sure about Python because I haven't done Python that much. But you can search and check the internet for that. जिग्नेश ठीक है, चलो ठीक है, बाकी लोगों का हुआ इंस्टॉल गेट 51 MB डाउनलोडेड ठीक है, नवीन करो आराम से, पूरी वी आर वेटिंग। कैन वी गेट अ लिंक्डइन? सो लिंक्डइन, लिंक्डइन यार, माय लिंक्डइन इज ऋतिक वसंत, यू कैन चेक देयर। ठीक है, बाकी डाउनलोडेड ऑलरेडी। प्रदीप, कैन वी have git bash? Yes, git bash is basically the same. How to create branch will tell you, don't worry, let's focus on the basics right now. Yes, sir. GitHub is for host our code, right? So that everyone can see our code except the user. Mohammed Asif, GitHub is very much more than just hosting your code. For hosting, you have Netlify, right? You have many other things, but GitHub is more than that. GitHub is used to tracking and basically all of that we'll be covering in step by step. So I don't want you to get confused right now. Basically, just know that Git, what does it do and how does it do? What is GitHub? Everything and all sort of thing we'll be doing in the later part. Yes, man. So Git version will also give the, yeah, I think Git version will give the command. Yes. Jay Vijay, Git branch. So for that, okay, I'll quickly tell you. So you do Git branch and then you create -m and then you type the name -n and then you type the name. That's how you do it. I try to link Git to VS Code. I think it's very easy process. I'll tell you, don't worry. GIS, do you want to select? Uh, it's okay if you do not. So basically, GIS, what will happen if you click on launch, it will open it as soon as your installation gets finished. So you can do whatever you want there. So Prati, Git and GitHub may basically what the interview can ask is the basic commands, right? Commands that are needed to push and pull the code. So basically, when you push, so okay, well, I'll tell you what is. Okay. Basically, when you upload your code to GitHub, right? So that is called push. And when you fetch your code, when you download your code from GitHub, it's called pull. So the questions that would come up with the how do you initiate a repository, how do you add your code, how do you fetch your code, how do you make changes to your commit and things like that. So basically all the command line, be thorough with all the command line and you'll be good to go for the interviews. Jignesh says, I guess it helps us to install Git bash back. Yes, Jignesh, yes. If you're using Git, you can use CLI for the Git. Sir, what do you do for living? अरे भाई प्रदीप, क्या पता ही नहीं। We'll discuss today, Aryan. ठीक है. So shall we move ahead now? I think सबका install हो गया है. Guys, do let me know yes or no in the chat box. Everything is it installed now? Jatin, check all the default options, right? जो भी default option है, just check them and just move ahead. And if you want to skip, you can also skip them and just move ahead, right? Git fetch the bit on G. Yes. ठीक है. Any everyone installation is complete. Any problem with installation? Which option Git from GitHub? Nadish, I didn't get your question. During installation, it's asking me about repositories. So repositories are basically folders. So what is this important? Repositories are basically folders. It's the other name of folders. That's it. Provide a LinkedIn ID. अरे यार ऋतिक मसन, you can just type there. You get it. You will see Geekster in the. Yes. you'll see Gixer in the history in the job section. Git fetch will upgrade the branch. चलो ठीक है, आगे बढ़े. Done. डिफॉल्ट पाथ रक्षित. चलो ठीक है, जिनका नहीं हुआ है प्लीज इनको कर लो एक बार, ठीक है. बट लेट्स मूव अहेड नाउ. जिनका आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ यू 90% of the crowd has done it, and if you have having any issues with the installation part, just to let me know, or there's a tutorial on YouTube installing Git. You can also see that if you get time after the lecture, right? But for now, let's get started. ठीक है. So for those of you who have already having Git, just open your Git, right? Go to your start button and just type git bash. So this app will open here, something like this, right? And as soon as you open this one, you will see this interface and you can just open it. ठीक है? Got it? Chalo. After that, right? So this is your Git basically. This is the command line interface that you are having, which will help you to make and do command line programming. Not programming, command line. It'll help you to use commands to make make changes to your machine, to make folders, to make files, to manipulate your files, to move your files, to delete your files, and things like that. So this is the interface that we are having. Okay. So ठीक है. The first and the foremost command. So we'll be starting with the commands now. So let me come here and let me just, okay, ठीक है. So we'll be starting with the commands now. अब ये part को please make sure to watch it very carefully, because this is very important from all the instead of interview purpose also, and your knowledge purpose also, right? Which is very important. Chalo. So the very first thing, git basic commands. चलो ठीक है. जूम करना है क्या एक से? It's fine now. And इसको let me move to can't. अब दिख रहा है श्रुति? ठीक है. And इसके बाद the first is making a folder. ठीक है. Zoom in the terminal. कौन सा terminal भाई? terminal तो खुला ही नहीं हुआ भाई. Which terminal open you are seeing? Zoom in the terminal. Guys, is my screen visible properly? Can anyone let me know in the chat box? अच्छा bash का बोल रहे हो? ठीक है, फाइन. git bash बोलो ना. चलो ठीक है. Now the first command is how do you make a folder. ठीक है. So remember, how do we make a folder using a GUI? So let's suppose if I were to use a GUI, what would I do? I'll just click on new, and I will just create a folder, right? इससे क्या होगा? My folder will be created, and whatever name I'll give to my folder, it will automatically come here, right? This is how I can create a folder if I'm using GUI. But अब मुझे I need to create a folder by using CLI, right? CLI. And how do I do that? So there is a command which is called as mkdir, right? And by the way, also one more important thing. Before that, we have a thing called directory. Okay? Directories are nothing but they are just another name of folder, right? It is just a very fashion word, very technical word of saying a folder. We say directory, right? Directory is nothing but it is just a folder. Okay, so the command to create a folder is mkdir, and after that you have your name of the folder. Yes, Uttam. Okay, so let's suppose I come to my command line and I'll show you a very I'll show you an example. So I just do mkdir. I've written mkdir and I fancy yes, mkdir and the name of my folder. So let's suppose I want to give the name of my folder as demo, right? And as soon as I click enter, my demo folder will be created. So now if I click here, if I go here, अरे बनाई नहीं एक सेकेंड I think it is an okay एक सेकेंड guys, एक सेकेंड, let me just change the directory. Let me just see where I am. Okay, chalo, let me do one thing. Let me go to whatever commands I'm writing just now, just ignore them, right? I'll tell you where is my desktop. Here, I need to change the directory to desktop if it is there, but it is not. So I'm thinking of going to let's go to documents. Okay, cd documents, right? And now let me come here, documents. Yeah, ठीक है, चलो इसको let me minimize for now, ठीक है? And open my git bash. चलो ठीक है, चलो ठीक है. Now what will I do? I'll just make a folder. How do I make a folder? I just do mkdir and the name of my folder. So let's suppose I want to give it a name of demo. Now as soon as I click enter, right? As soon as I click enter and I go to my demo file. So as you can see, नहीं यार, एक second, just give me a second. अरे यहीं पे है ना, documents. Just give me a second, guys. Let me just clear my console. Let me just do ls. Okay, I'm here, and in this I want to go one step back. Cd minus minus ls, cd minus minus ls. Huh. And now I need to go to Ritik bhi nahi, cd minus minus ls. And if on desktop using cd desktop, it is created using mkdir command. हाँ, तो I'm using mkdir, right? ठीक है, just give me a second. Let me just go. Let me just go to the folder. I think I'm missing the file. Just give me a second. Again, if I go cd minus minus, I go ls. अच्छा नहीं, इतना आगे नहीं जाना है. Let me just open my git bash. Right. हाँ, so I think now I am in desktop. Yes. If I do ls, yep, now I am in desktop. चलो. Now I am doing one thing. I am doing mkdir and I am doing demo. Now in this, yeah, अरे ये तो रहा demo. ठीक है. I've got it. चलो देखो. ठीक है, तो what did I do now? Let me zoom it for you, right? So now I have written mkdir and I have written demo, right? So what is happening here? In this, it is making me a directory. Mkdir stands for make directory and the name of the directory. So here the name of the directory is demo. As soon as I click enter after typing this command, you can see this folder name has come. This demo has been created using CLI. As simple as that, right? Got it? Sir, it is not desktop. It is creating directory in OneDrive. No, now it is creating in desktop because I have desktop here. Okay. So this is how you create a folder using this is how you create a folder using command line, right? And the next command that I have here is for you is cd. Okay, change directory, right? So what happens is, and the command that we use to change the directory is cd command. Okay. So what will be happening is, well, let's suppose you want to, let's suppose I am in this folder. I am, let's suppose, in demo folder, and in dem I am after a, not in demo folder. Let's suppose I'm in this folder and I want to click on this Zoom link, or let's suppose I want to click on this battlefield 5, right? So what is happening is I'm changing the folder, right? Earlier I was in this directory, battlefield 5, but now I am on this directory, on this on the document directory. So you can see, right, this is done. This is, I am changing the directory with the help of a click. Now to change the directory with the help of a command, you use a command called as cd. As soon as you do cd, right, cd will change the directory for you. So you have to mention cd, and you have to mention that which directory you want to go to. So let's suppose I want to go to, just ignore for now, ignore it for now, right? Ignore this command also for now. So let's suppose I want to go to this directory, a document directory, right? So I, how do I go to this document directory? I will do cd. I will type the name of my directory. That is the name of my folder. That is documents. DOCUMENTS. Right? As soon as I click enter, I will my whole process will be done in the document directory. That is the document folder. As soon as I click enter, now I go to the documents directory. So as you can see, now where I'm in the documents directory. So if I come here, if I go to my documents, this directory I'll be seeing now, right? And how do you see the directory? How to how to see the files of the directory, right? This is done with the help of a command called as ls. Ls stands for list. It will give you all the lists that are there. So let's suppose if I do list here, so as you can see, it has given me Battle 5, OneNote notebooks, McAfee Falls, Rockstar Games, and Zoom. All these blue color files that are there, that are my proper. So if I go here, I'll show you the example also. So as you can see, all the files: Battlefield, McAfee, OneNote notebooks, Rockstar Games, and Zoom. All the same files that were there are also there in my command line. As simple as that. Got it? Got it, everyone? How do we list a command? And for, let's suppose you want to go back to the previous directory. So let's suppose I am here in my document directory and I click on this icon, back icon. I land up here, right? If I click on more on this, I land up here. So my point being, how do you revert back? How do you revert back to your directory? I told you, right? How do you change the directory? You change it by typing the name. But if you want to go back to the directory, what you do is you do cd, then you press a space bar, and then you do dot dot. So if I do here, if I do cd dot dot, I will come to my OneDrive. Earlier it was OneDrive slash documents. That means in my OneDrive there is a folder called documents, and I'm inside that folder. If I do cd minus minus, it will go one step back, and this time I'm only at my OneDrive. So now if I try to list the content of it, it is desktop, documents, pictures, and all the things like that. And now if I go to my desktop, cd desktop, now I land in my desktop folder. Okay, clear till here? Okay, let me see some doubts as well. If the directory with the same name already exists, it will delete the old one. It will create a new one. Mayank, in that case, hacks, nahi bhai, hacks. ठीक है. Sir, on desktop using cd created a mkdir command, done. Refresh document. How do you clear the commands? I'll tell you how to clear a command. Don't worry, sir. It is the desktop that is creating. ठीक है. you get a different CLI as name git bash as you can. Ayan, what was your doubt? I think I skipped it. Mm. Ayan, is it clear now, or shall I reiterate over it? I think. Sir, is git bash or Unix bash shell? So git. So I'll tell you what was. So if you were using Unix based, right? So let's suppose, I think earlier most of the developers used to prefer Linux or Unix based system, right? So in that case, if you do it, it was the command that you used to do. You do not have to download separate git bash for that. You can do it on your command line prompt, as simple as that. But with the introduction of Windows, more people now and then are using Windows for that. So for Windows, to use a CLI, you need a software that is called git bash, and that git bash will help you with all the commands. Because if you do it on a CMD, so you have a command prompt here as well in your Windows, right? You have a CMD. If you do it here, many of the commands will not work. Why? The only reason is because it is not configured with your git. This git bash is configured with your git, so it will have all the commands that are there in your Git, and it will just help you out with that. But if you are using a Linux based system, so in that case you can use it in the command prompt as well, because Git is also Linux based. In that case, it will work. Okay, got it, Ayan? It says no such file or directory. That means you have not correct selected the right directory. You play GT5 here, not now. I used to play it 3 or 4 years back. चलो आगे बढ़े. Ayan, is your doubt clear now regarding Unix and Git? How to configure prompt with Git in Windows? So for that, are you saying how to configure CMD? No, you don't need CMD, right? So the whole purpose of downloading Git bash was to use Git bash for that. So when you use Git bash, so you don't need to use CMD for that. You only use Git bash. तभी तो मैंने Git bash download करवाया है. Why do we need Git bash if it was the case? ठीक है रक्षित, clear? Let's move ahead now. और कोई डाउट किसी को? Yes, let's move. ठीक है. So there's also a command called as clear, right? Clear. So this will clear the console basically. कुछ नहीं है इसके अंदर. To clear the console, right? We use a command called as clear. So now, if I go here and if I type the command called clear, this will clear my whole window, right? And all command gets cleaned up. As simple as that. Okay. Just give me a second. ठीक है, क्लियर. चलो, अब इसके बाद we have created a folder, right? We have successfully created a folder. Now चलो, let me just split it, right? ठीक. So the next command that we have is, so now we've created a folder, right? Now let's see how to create a new file. So to make create / make a new file. To create a new file, you have a command called touch, right? And after that, you give the name to your file with the extension name. So let's suppose I want to create index. चलो यहाँ पे let me type only file name. ठीक है. So let me just display and let me just go to demo, cd demo. cd demo. Right now I'm in demo file. Now I want to create a new file. Now remember, this is not a folder, this is a file. So for that we use touch, and after that we use the name of the file. So let's suppose I want to create index.html, right? So now if I go, let me close this. If I go to demo, inside this demo, as you can see, I have a file called as index.html. Similarly, if you want to create another file called as index.css, देखो index.css ही बन गया है, ठीक है? कुछ you can make any file you want. Touch index.js, and you'll have a JS file as well. ठीक है? So for create, अच्छा चलो ठीक है. Tell me, what command do we use? I want answers from all of you, right? What command do we use to create a new directory? Remember, new directory, not a file. What command do we use to create a new directory? Let's see who answers first. Okay, yes, Balaji says it correct. First one. Yes, Naz, उनकी दिया है, उत्पल ने इनकी दिया है, संतन इनकी दिया है, रक्षित इनकी दिया है, अरमान इनकी दिया है, इनकी दिया है, इनकी दिया है, इनकी दिया है, इनकी दिया है. Make directory, yes, sir. Arun, so make directory is the name, but the command is mkdir, right? Yes, mkdir and the folder name, as correctly said by Parth. Okay, I think all of you are there. And what command do we use to view all the contents of the directory? What command do we use to view all the contents in the directory? Arun says ls. Karan ls. Balaji ls. ls. I win. Karan, how do you win? I think first answer was given by Arun. You were second. ls. Utpal ls. ठीक है, ठीक है. And what command do you use to make a new file? अगर मेरे को एक नई फाइल बनानी है, how do I make a new file? How do I make a new file? Touch. I think most of you are doing great. चलो ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. After adding, चलो, after adding and after, so let's suppose you have successfully created a new file, right? After that, let's suppose you want to, just give me a second, I have another doubt. Remember, yes, remember extension you have to also mention, because if you not mention extension, then your file name will be different. So let's suppose you are making index.html, right? You want to make index.html, but you are only making index. You're not giving the extension name. So in that case, what will happen? It will only, let's suppose, instead of making index.html, if I make only index, I make touch index. So in this case, this will be made. This a normal text file will be made. It will be a notepad file. I can view it via notepad. So make sure to add I'm saying not make sure to add the proper extension as well. Whatever file you want to do, make sure to add. Okay. Yes, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to the remove as well. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. चलो आगे बढ़े. ठीक है, अच्छा चलो. Does anyone has anyone got any idea how to? अच्छा ठीक है, मैंने अब तो पढ़ा दिया है. I have taught you how to make a file, make a folder. I have taught you how to clear the console, how to change the directory. But now I want you to not guess. Those of you who know, tell me how do you delete a file and delete a folder using CLI? Let's see who answers first. Now, MKTI. No, no. Yes, yes, yes. So, yes. चलो ठीक है, ठीक है. I'll tell you. So, first of all, if you want to remove, if you want to delete a file, le- if you want to delete a file, so use a command called. Acha, let me just first write it there. Delete a file. The command that you use rm, that means remove in simple words. Okay, and then you type the name of your file, right? This one. So let's suppose this is my index file, and if I type rm index, if I click on enter, now this file, right, the file that was there, it got removed, right? And let's suppose I want to delete this file as well, remove index.html. So I'll do rm index.html. Now see, this file is there. As soon as I click enter, my index.html file gets removed. Got it? Now how do this was for the acha, demo. Okay, now that was for removing the file. How to remove a folder, right? Remember how did you create a folder? Use mkdir, right? So basically, to remove a folder, what you have to do, you have to just do nothing. You have to move to mkdir. You have to do mkdir, not rm. Remove rmdir and the name of your folder. As simple as that. Vijay 2. ठीक है. So let me show you an example as well. What shall I delete? So let me come to music. Let me do cd minus minus. I'm in desktop. Desktop, I don't have cd minus minus. OneDrive. I go to ls. I'm in OneDrive. Let me go again back. cd minus minus. ls. Now I want to go to music. Music's there. cd music. cd music, and in this music I have a command. I have a file called demo, right? And I want to remove this file, so I'll do rm dir demo. ठीक है? Demo directory not empty. Okay. Yeah, so let me first remove this file, and now let me remove demo. Yep. So as you can see, as you can see, yes, as you can see now, my whole directory has been removed, right? So for removing a file, we use this command, but for removing a file we use this command, but to for removing a directory we use rmdir folder. As simple as that. Got it? Got it, everyone? Mayank, it'll delete permanently, I guess. So let me check in my recycle bin. I think yeah, it has. I think yeah. So it will not be deleted permanently. Yeah, it will go into recycle bin. And if you want to clear the recycle bin, now you can delete it from here as well. ठीक है? Clear है? Clear है? Clear है? Clear है? Anyone? Any doubt still here? Any doubt still here? Vinit, आपने if you once you have deleted, you cannot restore. I think you cannot restore once you have deleted. एक second. I have a doubt how to restore it. I am not sure how to restore it. I haven't usually actually restored it, but let's see. I think there must be some way how to restore deleted files by using CLI, Git CLI. Let's see recovering. Okay, you simply use Git restore. Use Git restore. So try करें इसको. Want to try? Let's do Git restore, and the name of my file was demo. Let's try, and let me go again here. Oh yeah, it is there. It is there. It is there. So to restore Vinith, you use this command git restore, and then you type the name of your basically folder that you created. So it will just restore. So to clear whose doubt was that, to clear Mayank Saha's doubt, it will not delete permanently. It will go into the recycle bin because we are able to again restore it. अगर हम restore कर पा रहे हैं, that means it is in the recycle bin and it is not being deleted permanently. ठीक है? Got it, Mayank Saha? I think your doubt has been cleared now. Yes. ठीक है. Sir, why it is not deleted? Showing permission denied. कहाँ पे? In your on your end. So multiple fines, chemical medi. I think you'd have to write the command each and every time again. I think there's no multiple in Jira. Also, you have to select each and every file, right? You want to delete, so that's why. Same with the restoring files. Yes, yes. When using RMDIR, so RMDIR is used to remove the directory. I mean, delete the directory. ठीक है? चलिए move ahead. And जो हम commands कर रहे हैं ना, please make sure to practice them, because if you not practice, you'll forget, because हमने काफी commands अभी कर लिए, ठीक है, but make sure to at least give it a go through. And I think YouTube पे it is all recorded. Every into 2xp you can watch if you think that आपको सब आ चुका है, and please make some notes or something like that, so that you know that this command is used for this purpose, right? Earlier when I was doing it, I also remember making notes, and फिलहाल तो I work on projects, so it is not that difficult for me, but initially when I was learning, I used to also make some notes of the command line and used to mention that this, what does it do, and what does that do, and things like that. ठीक है, so it is recommended to please practice, वरना अगर if you not practice सब कुछ दिमाग से ऊपर से निकल जाएगा. मतलब in the class you'll get to understand, get to know, but as soon as you uh, try to recap the same thing tomorrow, there will be chances that you'll skip some things and कुछ कुछ दिमाग से निकल जाएगा. ठीक है? चलो. Now let's move ahead. Just चलो आगे बढ़े. In case of restoring, yes, permission denied, Jatin. I'm asking about why the permission at my end. So why the permission is denied from your end? Hmm. Jatin, let me see permission or एक काम करो, try it on Stack Overflow. Permission denied. अच्छा Jatin, by the way, I hope you're not deleting some files that require administration purpose. Which file are you trying to delete, Jatin? Try to delete some random file. Make a file, make a folder, and then try to delete it. There might be chances that you are trying to delete a folder that requires administration purpose, administration permission, and so that might be handling. That might be the problem there. I make random folder. Random folder. Let me see. Permission denied to delete a folder using. तो यार वो folder ना फिर आपका GUI से मिल जाएगा, कुछ issue और ही होगा using CLI. Git CLI. देखो go to start. It says that if you go to Stack Overflow, it literally has a solution, and they say that I'm trying to delete a factory Windows 10 and ये तो इसका directory not empty है. He has to remove the directory. हाँ, try this one. Go to start menu, search git bash, and then select run as administrator. You are using .git repository. Who is using .git repository? That is for demo purpose only. I'm not doing this. So that is for using deleting, because they are in this case .git is there because I have configured my GitHub to it, because I have initialized my GitHub. That's why. So don't worry about it. Let me just go back. I did it only for you to show you an example on how to delete. That's it. Let me just go here and let me just type in the ls. Mm, OneDrive, and now I have a text. I have desktop with cd desktop. Okay. Now I have ls. Now I will go to demo. Okay. Now I am in demo. Now if I click here, I have two files. Those two files are index.css and index.html. Git in it. I have not taught Git in it, so that's why I'm not doing it now. Yeah. So Jatin, it did work for you now. So what I was saying that go to the start menu, search git bash. तो basically क्या करना है आपको, git bash पे जाना है यहाँ पे, and here you have to do this option, run as administrator, and then try. Maybe it will be solved, and then let me know in the chat box. ठीक है? So tried. चलो Jatin, we'll see after some time. Right? We'll see क्या error आ रहा है. ऐसा होना तो नहीं चाहिए. अच्छा, एक इश्यू और हो सकता है आपका, आई थिंक कॉन्फ़िगर का, बट कॉन्फ़िगर में then I'll see to it. I'll see. I'm not getting what would be the. Let me just also check. Just give me a second. परमिशन इशू या आई थिंक करंट रीइंस्टॉलिंग से इशू नहीं होगा, उसको कुछ डायरेक्टरी का इशू है. I made a random folder in my pictures directory named as demo. Now I use cd pictures, then mkdir demo. It is showing mkdir failed remove permission denied. चलो देखते हैं इसका बाद में. I'm not sure. Maybe अच्छा Jatin, do also do one thing. Try to delete that same thing. Try to remove that same folder using your GUI, using the clicks, and then let me know if it is working or not. ठीक है. In the meanwhile, let me try something. चलो ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. फिलहाल जतिन, I'll let you know. ठीक है, let's move ahead. Using JAVA DSA. चलो we'll see. ठीक है, चलो let's move ahead. ठीक है, the next file that we have is to add content. Add content to your files slash folders, right? ठीक है. So to add a content, to add any sort of content into your file, you use a command called as nano, and inside, after that nano, you type the file name which you want to add the content, right? So let's suppose in this case I'm typing nano and file.name. So let's see an example. I'm here, and let me view the content. So let me just create a new file. Let me not create a new file. Let me just do. Chalo, ठीक है. Let me create a new file, right? So touch. Let's suppose I'm creating a new file of index.html, and as soon as I do that, my index.html file will be there, right? And now I'm using nano index.html, right? As soon as I press enter, you will see a new editor will open up, right? As soon as I press enter, this is a new editor kind of thing, and in that editor I can do whatever I want to. So let's suppose I do h2 or h1. This is Git and GitHub Bootcamp. ठीक है, and यहाँ पे I close this h1. I close this. ठीक है. After closing this, you just have to press Control X. It will have an option. It will say you want to save this, save modified buffer. If I click on Y, right, it will tell me that what should be the file name that you want to write. It is by default the same file that has the name index.html. As soon as I press enter, all my content that I wrote here will be there. And let's suppose if I go here, if I double click, is this will say this is Git and GitHub Bootcamp. ठीक है. Also let's suppose, if I do not have a file, if I do not have, if I what if I do, let's suppose style nahi, let's suppose demo.html, right? Now this file is not present here, so in this case it will add a new file, and then it will tell you to make some changes. So let's suppose if I do demo.html, I click on enter, right? So it will also say this is a new file, that this file is not there, this is a new file. And let's suppose I do h1, this is a newly created file. And now if I do this, if I go here and if I click enter, and if I do control X, I save it. If I do this, so my demo.html has been created, and whatever content I wrote is now present in this is a newly created file. ठीक है? Got it? Got it, guys? How do we add content to a file? Any doubts still here? Do let me know. Any doubts? Any doubts till this part? Explain again. So देखो Karan, this is to add a new content. ठीक है? आपको आपने कोई file बना ली. This is the file that you have, right? And you want to add, yes. So I'm explaining here. So let's suppose this is the index.html file that you have, right? And you want to add some content to it. What do you mean by content? Let's suppose you want to add new some content, So let's suppose, let me make a new file. Let me make a new file. Let's suppose touch file name note.txt. This is a txt file that I'm making, right? And in this note file, you want to add some note. Okay. Obviously you cannot use you cannot use graphical user interface. You cannot just double click and just add a note, right? You have to use CLI. And how do we use CLI for that? You have a command that is called as nano. If you do nano and then type the name of the file is note.txt. If you press enter, this editor will open up. You will get this type of interface, and you can type whatever you want. This is a note file that has been created using what? Using command line interface. ठीक है? अब to save it, you have to press Control X. Then it will say you want to save the modified buffer. You have to press Y for yes and for no. As simple as that. तो मैं यहाँ पर डालूंगा Y because I want to save it. Then it will say what is the file name that you want to write. What should be the name? It is node.txt, right? If I click on enter, it gets saved. Now if I come here, if I open this file, so now as you can see, this is a node file that has been created using command line interface. No, well, there is no limit. How can I go back from a file? So to go back from a file, I've already told you, you do cd minus minus. This is how you go back. Okay. So let me just mention it here as well. Yep, I already mentioned. So is the okay, guys. Got till here? Any doubts? Any doubts till this part? Can I have can I have it say yes or no in the chat box? Any doubts till here? Yes or no in the chat box? Anyone? Shall I? All clear. Utpal says all clear. What about others? No doubts. Arun. Okay. All good. Jia says no, sir. All clear. What about others? No, all clear. ठीक है. Others. After writing content, just type Control X, then press Y, and then press enter. That's it. Karan says clear, Prankash clear, clear, chemical medic. Or anyone else? Baki log, I think I already received so far 10 or 15 responses out of 60, 61. Balaji says clear, Sanyam Sony clear. What about others? Salman. ठीक है. What about others? What about others? Sir, this boot camp. Acha. So this is just a boot camp, right? So this is just a boot camp. If you go to the website, I'll show you. यहाँ पे if you go to letsupgrade.in, right? So if you want to enroll in these two programs, Java and DSA and C++ and DSA, for now they have only these two programs and they are trending as well. I think the full stack development program will be coming on later on, right? If you want to enroll on these programs, you can enroll now. The, the You will get to know all the concepts in more detail. Plus, they will also provide you 100% placement guarantee. So if you buy the courses, if you buy even the full stack courses as well are there. Sorry, so they are coming soon, right? So for now, we only have the Java and the C++ courses. If you buy the courses, they will be you'll get the 100% placement assistance. Fees is around 6,000 if I'm not wrong. I think you'll get the option here. Mhm. I think this batch is starting from this time, right? So I'll tell you the fees, but it is around that much only, 6,000 approximately. Yeah, see, it is 5,900. Yeah. So this is their detailed course. So whatever you are doing, this is just a boot camp. This is just an overview of the concepts, right? So if you enroll on these courses, you'll get more in depth and more conceptual knowledge. Plus, you'll also get the placement assistance, and they have 100% placement of assistance. So like if you are not uh, if you buy their course, there's a 100% guarantee that you will get placed, right? So, and also you can also view what all facilities you'll get there: mock interviews, problem statements, and get placed in 180 days after completion of the program. Karan, what are the courses that you are teaching? So I'm teaching. You are saying in the main lecture. No, so I don't teach on the main lecture. I only teach the boot camps. So in the future, upcoming days, maybe I'll be there as well. But for now, I'm just taking the boot camps. But for now, they also have their well-trained educators and trainers, so they'll also uh, be at par with their technical skills, right? And the duration is 3 months. Yes, and yeah, you can also uh, check the description, check the comment box. They have the Let's Upgrade team have given the link, and you can check for more details. LinkedIn ID, okay. काफी लोग मांग रहे हैं LinkedIn ID, so let me give my LinkedIn ID as well. I'll tell you the username. Mhm. This is my LinkedIn ID. This is my LinkedIn ID. It's Ritik Masan. So if you scroll up here, you'll get to know. Let me attach it in the YouTube as well. Subscriber mode, I think it is there. ठीक है, तो ये लो मेरा लिंक्डइन. ठीक है, चलो ये तो कोई बात की बातें हैं, बाकी चीजें तो हाँ. I was saying that you can also go through the course, and you can enroll for now. All right, let's continue. When it was started, Started as in, so the course, I think the C++ course will be starting on the 25th of, you can check it in the website. I think it was 25th if I'm not wrong. Huh. So it is coming soon, and this one, this one is starting from 25th of May. But this is Java and the Java and DSA program is starting from 25th May, and about the C++ program, let me just see. The C++ program is not, the date has not been finalized yet. It says coming soon, right? And same with the full stack data science and the uh, let me see when is it starting. But it is not starting now. So presently we are just open to C++ and Java and DS1. That's it. I think the full stack one is already ongoing. So I think the next will start from 6th May. But I'm not sure on that. It is already ongoing. You can ask from the team, right? So yeah, one is already started, and I think the other is starting on 6th of May. Yeah, 6th of May. You can check the website and we'll get all the details here. चलो ठीक है, चलो, all right. हाँ, तो where were we? Yeah, we were somewhere at this point. ठीक है. I think we have covered most of the commands that were to be done on day one. ठीक है. Some commands that were there. अच्छा, let me have a short quiz, right? Let me have a short quiz. So I'll write here the command, the use of the command, and you guys tell me what is the command for that. ठीक है. चलो बताओ. What is the command to make a new file? बहुत बढ़िया. ठीक है. Only 3 responses, four responses so far. Right. Nano. Jignesh, Nano, are you sure? Nano. Nano is used to edit the make content, right? I think most of I think Jignesh is incorrect, and Prakash says both Nano and Touch. Not adding content. I'm saying make a new file. See, it is make a new file. Yeah. So most of you have guessed it correctly. It is Touch, right? Now tell me to go back to previous. Remember, previous directory. Now what do you do? To go back to a previous directory. ठीक है. Karan bhai, you're not Karan, not ls, it is cd. Not single dot, not single dot. Remember, you have to use correct spacing. You have to use a single space, and then you have to write dot dot. Gia, not you have to make a dot there. You have to make a single space between d and a single dot. अरे सपना शर्मा, टच कहाँ से आ गया इसमें? मोस्ट ऑफ यू आर रॉन्ग. I'll tell you who are wrong. ठीक है. Salman is correct. Balaji is wrong. Karan is wrong. Game Tech is wrong. Naveen is wrong. G.S. Solanki is wrong. G. Vijay is wrong. Prakash Mannat is wrong. Sapna is wrong. Chemical Maddie is also wrong. ठीक है. अब where are you wrong? You know what you have done. You know Naveen is also wrong. Balaji is correct. Game Tech is correct. बाकी लोग अच्छा CD space. Sapna is again wrong. John is correct. Vinith is correct. Madhubala is correct. Naresh Kapoor is wrong. Naveen Paritel is correct this time. चलो देखो. John, not single, double dot. So most of you are making a mistake. Please make sure that it is not this. It is not this. It is not this either, right? It is CD space and a double dot. इसके पहले whatever you write, what apart from this, whatever you do will not be counted. CD space dot dot. Yes, Jignesh. चलो ठीक है. Now tell me to add content to a file. How to add content to a file? कितने कौन बताता है सबसे पहले? Salman says nano or nano current nano file name. पूरा बताओ. Nano file name dot extension. cat कहाँ से आ गया? cat तो बताया भी नहीं अभी. Nano file name. Yes. cat is ठीक है. चलो एक और command I got to know. ठीक है. So if you want to view, this is not a question, this is a command which I'm telling you. To view the content of a file, right? To view a content of the file, use a command that is called cat मतलब वही बिल्ली वाला cat and the file name with the extension. Obviously, whenever you are using file name, make sure to use the extension, right? So let's suppose देखो मैंने यहाँ पे if I do cat index.html, if I press enter, I will see the content, right? This is Git and GitHub Bootcamp. This is how I do it. ठीक है. This is the use of cat command. बहुत ही, it is not that much use, but yeah, you should be knowing what does it do. Nano ठीक है. यार Naveen and chemical are incorrect. Naveen, LS क्यों why LS? CD? Naresh, why CD man? Karan will be doing Git and GitHub tomorrow. Sorry, GitHub, the logging part tomorrow. Don't worry. ठीक है भाई. Naveen, chemical, Maddie and Naresh. My question was to add content to a file, and that is done with the help of a touch command. ठीक है. And my next question to you is to थोड़ा इसको इधर कर लेते हैं नीचे की तरफ. ठीक है. हाँ, to delete a directory. What is the command to delete a directory? Karan says RMDIR. I simply jumped to okay, Naveen, no issue. Yeah, I got it. I think you are answering the previous question. MKTIR folder. MKTIR. Chalo, let's see. Karan, yeah, Karan bhai, you win this time. RMDIR RMDIR folder name. ठीक है. I'll be saying who are incorrect. Okay. RMDIR. Yeah. Mathu is incorrect. Uh, yes, yes, Parag Krantikar wants to use that. Yes, RMDIR. ठीक है. अच्छा, I have a question. I have a question here. Hello, Fit3. Can I get a front-end job without degree? Means I am B Pharma second year dropout. See, yeah, degree to some extent does matter. I'm not denying that fact. But if you are skillful enough, right? If you are skillful enough and you can prove that you are doing better than the ones who have a BTech degree or any technical degree for that matter, companies will not hesitate in taking you, because at the end of the day they just want that their work needs to be done with a lot of pretty with a lot of optimization and with a lot of precision. It does not matter that you are a B Pharma guy or you are a B Tech guy, right? If you just focus on your skills and focus on your technical concepts, no one will be there to stop you. I'm not denying that there will be some hindrance, because there are some companies that in their eligibility criteria that they will put that you should be a BTech graduate. But most of the, I mean, not most of the companies, 60 to 70% companies are hiring without even looking at the degrees. Whether you are a BSc student, you are a BCA student, you're a B Pharma student, you're a BA student, you're a BCom student, it does not even matter. If you are good with your skills and you can impress and you can make them confident in yourself, they'll obviously be hiring you. Okay. So it does not matter. Yeah, Utpal says that he was an electronic engineer, but now he's working as a full stack front end developer. So you have a perfect example in the chat box right here, right? Utpal is working as a front end developer, right? So my point being is degrees are not, they are required, but not to that extent. If you are good with your skills, then you can do whatever you want. Jatin says after writing content using nano command and then click Ctrl X, Y, enter. Now I open Windows HTML file. It is empty. Why? Because are you sure you have to write some content as well, right? Jatin, smart design and skill matters a lot. Yes, exactly, Aaron. So Jatin, देखो, I'll tell you. Just follow me, okay? Just follow me. Let's suppose I want to create. I want to do nano index.html. Now I am in this file and I want to create a new heading. Let's suppose a paragraph tag. This is and this is another example. Okay, just for what is your name? Jatin Yadav. Okay. Now after this, what do? I press Ctrl X, right? Save modified buffer. Yes. Index.html. Enter. Okay. Now if I want to view the content, either I can view in the browser, or I told you one more command to view the content, that is get index.html. So now this is Git and GitHub Bootcamp. This is another example just for Jatin Yadav. I did not close the paragraph tag. That was my bad. But yeah, forget that for now. My point being is you can add the content like that. ठीक है Jatin, got it? Yeah, close. ठीक है यार. I mean, I'm not focusing on the HTML part here. My point being is that how can you add content to your file? ठीक है. Clear till here, right? So yeah, I think most of you did correctly. You use rmdir and the file name, sorry, folder name होता है इसमें तो, because you want to create a new folder. ठीक है. The last question of the day is to delete a file. What do you do to delete a file? No issues, Jatin. Yes, yes, yes. File name dot extension. Do mention the extension as well, as correctly answered by Santanu Talukdar. Because if you're not writing the extension, it will not cache the file and it will just say that this file does not exist or this directory does not exist. Things like that. Uh, so you cannot run that same Muthu, you cannot run that same index.html file in the, so you can view the content, right? So if you do cat, if you cat.html, you can view the content, but in order to run, you need a browser for that, right? You need a browser, and because browser can only run your run your HTML code, so you can you can just double click, or you can do it in the browser, but not, you cannot view it in the bash itself. Yes, most of the functions are similar to CMD. It's just that CMD does not have certain commands which Git has. That's why. To restore, use git restore file name. Hmm. ठीक है, ठीक है. Yes, but for different. Yes. ठीक है. I think most of you have got today's commands, right? So, what's RM? So RM will also RM is an alternate to remove. RM is also used to delete the files. Okay, but I think RM, if you use RM, it'll delete it permanently. If I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong. So let me just see RM versus RF. देखते हैं क्या difference है. The RM command is used to delete files. The option -r, or in its longer form, is recursive and used to delete the files as well as the directories. अच्छा, अच्छा, ठीक है. अच्छा, I think by using this, you should ignore non-existent file. Let me check here as well. I'm new to Linux. What is RM? I wanted to know the difference between RM and RF. Okay. RM is the same as delete. It deletes a specified value. It will not delete the directories. Yes, it also warn you. RMIFS adds recursive and force flags. It will remove the specified files and silently ignore any warnings when doing so. If it is a directory, it will remove the directory and all its content. Yeah. So basically, what is happening is so in RM, in RM, what will be happening is you'll be only able to delete only be able to delete that particular folder, and it has to be empty. But if you do RM-F, F means force. You are forcing your Git to delete all the files and to delete all the content of the files as well. So you can delete all the whole folder and also the content inside that. But it is not recommended to use RM. ठीक है, कहीं से कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें होती हैं जो फाइल के अंदर, जो फोल्डर के अंदर होंगी, some important चीजें that you do not want to delete, and you have to make sure that it is not. So that was the difference. Got it, Karan? Karan, got it? Yep. ठीक है. So basically, if you want to delete all the files and the contents as well in one go, you use that RMF. हाँ, illegal कह सकते हो, not illegal but थोड़ा सा risky, dangerous. That's why it says I stands for force. You're forcing it to do. It is going in a very, it is going, it is not following its proper trajectory. Like how do I say? ठीक है, हम तो समझ गए ना आप. चलो ठीक है. That was all from my end today, right? So tomorrow we'll be covering the basics of GitHub, right? Basically, what do we use GitHub for? And apart from that, GitHub may how do you initialize, how do you add your code? Basically, the examples that we did today were more or less inclined to your Git commands. But tomorrow we'll be doing how do you add your code, how do you fetch your code, how do you pull your code, how do you push your code, right? What are branches? What are what is the main branch and things like that. ठीक है, चलो. Thank you, Jatin. Thank you, Karan. Which language to read for fresher? Language, what do you mean by language? I mean, are you talking in terms of C++ or Java or front end? Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yeah. So, chalo, ठीक है. Let's wind up and let's meet tomorrow, right? Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. And please go through the lecture as well. If you have any doubt from today's lecture, you can ask me tomorrow. We'll be dedicating 5 to 10 minutes for the doubt session as well, and then we'll go start with the lecture, right? Chalo, bye everyone and good night.